What is up, YouTube? My name is David Lee, and you're watching Asian with Cards, and we got
Sam Seligman.
awesome, and you got a very interesting deck. I think Beast Mode's gonna have a field day with this deck set up. So, what is it?
It's zombies, and it's very trap heavy, and I'll kind of leave the best cards for a surprise. So we play the dad, the triple Caius. Caius is the best card in Edison Format, period, across all decks. It wins games, and a lot of times if you can resolve the Caius first, you just win. And
awesome.
So we played 3 of them.
Awesome.
We play the zombie package, just the general. These are the one-ofs that you play. I used to play Ill Blood in here, so that might be a little spoiler, but I took it out. It's just not that good by itself. And then you play all the normal recruiters, all secret for balance. I was debating making this a turtle, but the functionality of 1400 and 1200 actually comes up quite a bit. You run into Armageddon Knights, you run into Blizzards, and you run into Fossil Dino. Fossil Dino is super popular now. So the 1200 and 1400 does come up quite a bit, and you have to run all those. So next for the non-zombies, you do just play 2 Diva. Really good. Try to 3 is not good. The Gilman package is not good. You just want this every now and then. It's really good, obviously, with Goblin Zombie, with Caius, and it's really good with some other cards in here we'll get to later. You play the Gale. It's really great with Tomato. Just the half attack. It comes up quite a bit, and it's a level 3 tuner, so that's unique also. The Sanguine, because Sanguine's just an overall really good card. It searches out everything, including this next one, which was kind of the spicy tech of the main deck. I mained 1 Crow, and honestly, like, I searched for it all the time with Sanguine. It's very strong. I'm debating honestly maining a second. It's really good.
How many people started sweating when they saw the DD Crow?
Well, like
from the Sangan search.
Well, yeah, a lot of times you search it as Sanguine, so they know that you have it, and there's just like against Amaryllis, against Vayu, there's nothing they can do sometimes, and so it's just really good. It's obviously way better as a surprise if they top deck for Plague or something, but overall, very, very good card. Very happy with it. That's it for the monsters. The spells, we go pretty generic, just 1 MST. We go in Allure, the 1 Allure, of course. This gets sided out quite a bit. It gets sided out quite a bit, and you'll see why on the side. But the idea of the side, right, is to find better cards, play better cards for the matchup, and this is to find them. And so the idea is to take it out for the better cards. But the 1 Mind Control, way too good in this deck, obviously. Same thing with these are obviously staples. We don't have to talk about those. And then just 1 Book of Life. This was a unique thing. I was thinking about 2, but there's a reason why I only play 1, and we'll get to it very shortly. It's the main part of the deck, and of course the main part of this deck and the way that the spiciness of it is these ultimate offerings. Best card in the deck, not the format. Caius is the best card in the format, but in this deck, this card is insane. This card is absolutely insane. I preferred my build over the instant build just for this reason alone. And I just think traps are super strong in Edison. So I played a more trap heavy deck, and this was the centerpiece of it. Really, really cool combos that you can do all on your opponent's turn. We're talking about setting a Goblin Zombie, paying 500 additional, sacking a Caius, banishing, searching, all on your opponent's turn. You can even take it a step further if you have a Diva, summoning the Diva and avoiding Bottomless Search Ritual next time by taking the Caius and the Diva and making Stardust or whatever. It comes up all the time. There's a lot of other plays that you can do with this, and it's just really good. It's basically just gadgets. Saying in 2 Goblin Zombie, you're searching and you're summoning, and that's it. The 1-ofs, the broken 1-ofs, you do run this. I side it out if I go second, but it's too good not to run. I think every deck should run it just out of principle and side it out if you're going second.
Awesome.
1-ofs. These cards are just too good not to run. My only match loss in Swiss, he won with this twice, games 1 and 3. It's a win more. These are all just win more cards, and you have to run them in zombies, period. I think most decks could run this, even if, just whatever. Caius is Bottomless Deep Prisons. Other 1 Starlight Road, this deck plays a lot of traps, so you need to protect them straight up. That's all there really is to it. And it's really good against certain matchups, obviously. And then you play the double Bottomless. And then I go ahead and play the triple D prison. So it's like I said, it's a lot of traps. You're just kind of waiting to set up for your big plays until you're deciding, you know, when to pick up the pace and whatnot.
Are you afraid at all with row decree?
That is a concern. That is definitely a concern. So because of that, we do play. This is one of the reasons for decree and oppression. You chain to a floodgate or whatever. So I kept this in. This might be the first card out. Honestly, it's really good. Obviously, to discard your plague and your Mizuki, it works out well, and it gets rid of problem cards like decree and whatever. But yeah, decree and trapstone are certainly concerns, definitely, and we'll go into the side a little bit as well. The last card. This was the last card that I didn't have in it in Nats. I played this deck in Nats too last year. I played it in Nats. And I got like, what do we get, like 20th? Yeah, 20th in that. So it was top 8.
Compulse, what is this going on here?
Yeah, so it's the last card that I put in, like I said, and really just a really good chainable trap. You play so many traps. A lot of times you have to protect your recruiters, you know, from Caiuses and different threat Raikos, different threats sometimes. And it's just overall a good card. Zeros, Armed Wings, get those out. Stardust, get those out of here.
Does it stun some people when they actually like bounce when you bounce back your own monster?
It does. It definitely does a little bit. I think that's going to become a more normalized play because it's just this card's becoming more popular. But yeah, I mean, to avoid to avoid the negs, you sometimes have to send your own. Like, yeah, it sets you back a normal summon. But sometimes those recruiter searches are just too important. So it does take some people off guard sometimes, and it's good like that. But yeah, that's it for the main deck. Really, this is the card. The reason why I ran the deck, and the reason why I ran it at Nats too. So going to the side deck. The side deck is also really important. The way that you have to side with this deck, it's really important. So we'll just kind of go through it a little quickly, and we'll explain some of the other stuff. But double Cyber Dragon, anytime you go second, you need to play it. Anytime you go second, in most matchups, it's so good. Against heroes, obviously, against any machine, like Machina deck or whatever, it's a free win. And then obviously, like if you're playing against Vayu going second, if any deck plays the Hamster Raiko package, you need to side this in so you can let them pop that instead of your good stuff. So you play that. You do the second Crow. Crow's just a great card. Thinking about main decking it instead of maybe a Phoenix Moonblast. This might be in. It's just really good. Really, really good. It comes in all the time. So this is super spicy. At Nats it was super spicy. Now it's really common. The Fossil Dinos. I played these at Nats because of this. So a lot of times, games 2 and 3, you'll pretend like you're setting a recruiter, and they won't see it coming on their battle phase, and just gone.
Wash it away.
Also, if you pop off, if you like extend and you don't have game maybe, or if it's you plussed a bunch on Ultimate Offering with all your synchros and searches, then main phase 2 you just pay another 500 and summon it from your hand. It's really busted.
How many times have you tried to use battle phase set the Fossil Dino?
That didn't come up today. It came up at Nats. But the most common thing that like just the cheese is setting a Goblin Zombie and then paying another 500 to sack for Caius and then banishing a card in their battle phase and then searching during their battle phase and then maybe even summoning again with Diva or whatever you searched for. Just it's really strong. But yeah, to answer your question, it didn't come up today. The extra normal summon did come up though once. So we do that and then. We also play 2 Thunder Kings. Thunder King's just a really good card in general. This deck loses to Hero Beat quite a bit because they have Blast, Sparks, Zeros to get rid of your floaters that have to die by battle. It's really important that they do. And so this card's just good in general. And then also kind of the card that gets sided literally the most is this one. Hamster, Raiko, Caius, all that stuff. You don't even care. Most of the time I leave my Caiuses in with this. It's just because I can kind of decide more than my opponent when I want to play him, obviously, when I want to negate first. So yeah, this comes in all the time. Going second, a lot of time. If I go second, I'll take these out a lot of times. I'll take the offerings out, and I'll put in another one of these like that, and I'll take the offerings out to get some more speed back. And then it also allows you to play skill drain with these cards. This one, it's kind of a lot of traps. But if you go first, and in certain matchups, it's still really good. Sometimes I keep 1 or 2 in, even if I have the skill drains in. If you go first, but if you're going second, these probably need to come out, and the skill drains need to come in. And these are really good with skill drain too. I know that they still get a search and whatnot, but negating on a 1900 beater, which is just really good.
You sound like you've had a lot of wargaming in your head.
Yeah, just a lot of thought in the side deck, because this deck, it's very unique and not a lot of people know how to play against it correctly.
It's a very technically advanced deck.
And then when you side, they're really, it's really out of the ordinary. So this comes in almost all the time, and then in combination with these a lot. And then Starlight, My Body, kind of one of the, you play against Black Wings, you play against Lightsworn, Quick Draw even, because they love Black Rosing, but things like that, you just have to run these cards. Hero Beat, they spark. If they spark and they target your monster and you have this, you pretty much win. So it's really good. Same thing with Blast. So and then the last 2 cards I didn't main it, so because I sided it, when kind of the same logic. You side out your offerings and you side in this guy sometimes if you're going second, because if decks set a lot and you go second, that's obviously crazy.
When did you decide to change out your Heavy Storm?
I did main this at Nats. This was one of the cards I mained. I took it out for the Compulse. But it just, and it's still good. Don't get me wrong, it's still good with Ultimate Arm, because you can play, if Ultimate Offering's already face up, you can play Heavy Storm and then chain the offering to get the additional normal summon still. So it's still good, but yeah, really, against Decrees too. If you think they're siding in Decree, this has to come in, additional answer. Black Wings, it comes in. And there's decks that side a lot, like mine. If it's a mirror match, I'll side, if I go second, I'm siding it in. And then same thing with this. I put in Twister at Nats. Ever since I put it in at Nats, it's worked beautifully. Better than Dust Tornado, because your main threat is Decree in the deck. And then also, so if you late draw Dust Tornado, you lose to Decree still, so you need the Twister. Also just good against Black Wings, Black Whirlwind. You need to kill that as soon as possible, and so you need to play at least one card like this. If you don't,
firm believer in Twister, huh?
Yeah, it's really good, because I had Dust Tornado in there with Twister instead of the Heavy, because I mained the Heavy originally. And the Dust Tornado is just not as good as Twister for this deck. For other decks, the Dust Tornado is way better, I get that. But for this one specifically, the Twister's been working well, so I'm going to keep it.
The non-trap.
Yeah, the non-trap. And also there's advantages to being able to play it. For instance, if I'm playing against Black Wings and they Black Whirlwind, I can if I want. Of course, if they don't have any other sets, or if I'm not fearing anything, then I'll still set it and let them summon and do the cheese, But if I really feel like I can just right there on my turn, I don't have to set Dust Tornado, because if I set Dust Tornado, what if they have Icarus? What if they have anything then my out to Black Whirlwind is not there anymore. So it's just tough. You don't want to lose. That's a bad way. That's a rough way to lose. So. It's gonna stay in there for sure. But I will say I do miss a little bit the Dust Tornado Ultimate Offering combos that you can do, setting the Ultimate Offering off. That's the one thing I miss, but it has to happen, unfortunately. And then the extra deck we'll go through real quick.
Pretty basic stuff.
Yeah, there's I would say one or two cards is not necessarily basic, and we'll get to those, but we'll just go through them really quick. Level 5s right there. You play that, you play Cyber Dragon, and also another thing about the instant builds is your extra deck space is tight with the instant fusion build. In this, you get a little bit more leeway to utilize some of the good synchros that are available in the format, and so we do that. We do this, obviously the staples, staple. This never came up, but I would still call it a staple. Same with this. I don't think I made it once today, which is crazy. And then some of the cards that kind of aren't in some of the builds I see, I don't see this everywhere. It needs to be everywhere though. It's too good against Frogs. It's too good against Amaryllis. We're seeing a lot of Amaryllis now. So you just have to play it. And if you happen to play Quick Draw, the Dandy token, any deck that plays Dandy. But this one I'm debating. This is the only one I'm debating taking out. It's really average, honestly. But you play Gale, so.
I saw that you being used against Value Turbo. Was there a reason for it?
I just didn't want to go Black Rose, and I didn't want to leave the Gale face up on the field, so I made it. It could still be okay, but again, not great. And then this guy, staple, have to play it in here. And then the last one is, which I don't see in a lot of, weirdly, I don't see in a lot of zombie decks, but you need it, is the Doomkaiser Dragon. It comes up all the time. A lot of decks play Plague. The best deck, the most played deck, Value, plays Plague, obviously. They also play Spirit Reaper. And I think in the top four, right? Yeah, top four, I had a face down Spirit Reaper, and then I somehow made this guy. Can't remember how I made it, but I took the Value player's Spirit Reaper and then flipped mine up. So and then I took 2 cards out of his hand. I think on feature match too. I think so, right? Yeah, top 4 feature. So that was dirty. That was absolutely filthy. And yeah, that's really the deck. I prefer the Ultimate Offering Zombies over Instant, but both decks are really strong.
Is there anyone you want to thank?
My squad, they're here with me. We got my H-Towners. So we're from Houston. It was about a 4-hour drive, not too bad.
Patrick Vo as well?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The top eight player from last year. Or last year, yeah, it was definitely last year. October.
But yeah, man, thanks for the profile and everything.
Absolutely. What was your record overall? We were talking about this during the tourney, and you were like,
so the first match I lost, I got 2-0'd round 1, and I was like against the True Hero deck, the one that he plays.
Yep.
And I was like, man, this could be a really short day. And then I just kept winning, and then round 5, I squeezed out a draw somehow
against your friend from H-Town.
Yes, and so I was like, I had a Spirit Reaper, and he just had no answers to it, so we were both stuck at game
a stalemate.
3. Yeah, stalemate, and it worked. And then luckily just won out and made top 8. And then I think top 8 and all the playoffs were featured. And I'm really curious about the finals. I don't really remember what happened a whole lot. So I can't wait to rewatch the finals to see if I could have done anything differently game 1 to win.
Absolutely.
Game 3, I drew 3 Kaises in a row, so it's just, with no fodder. So it's just, it is what it is. But it was a fun tournament, a great event, a lot of high level play, 80 people, and a lot of good players. So
absolutely. Well, thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys in the next video.